What's going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo, and I am coming to you today with some recommendations. This is my top 10 horror movies on Netflix list. And being that it is the Halloween season, these are all movies that I recommend you to watch during this time of hallowed horror film mania. By the way, CP, is this shot framed well enough for you? I just need to know so I can make the corrections. Just playing, bro. So, I actually put together this list a while back, and I haven't got around to doing this video. So, with them making changes to the movies that are on Netflix, I had to make some changes as well. Also, I did not include any of the big franchises. So, yes, you can find some of the Screams on Netflix. You can find Cult of Chucky and Curse of Chucky and a few of the Child's Plays. You used to be able to find a couple of the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I'm not sure if you still can. But I'm not including any of those, any franchises that are big franchises, or even established franchises well known. Like The Collector, I didn't include The Collector, even though The Collection is on there, and The Collection is one of my favorite films, I did not include it. So, coming in at number 10, we have the Netflix original movie, Death Note. Now, this is not your stereotypical horror film. It's based off of a Japanese manga. And a lot of people tell me, oh, the animated show is so much better. That's fine. That's all well and good. Willem Dafoe makes this film. He does an absolutely tremendous job as the demon. Check him out. Check out the film. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's my number 10, so so what? It's the last one on the list. So what? My number 9 is a Irish film, which I love that it's an Irish film. There's not too many Irish horror films out there, and I love that this is one. And it is Stitches. It is the tale of a clown who is killed during a birthday party, who comes back to haunt people in the town that he was killed in. And it's nuts, it's crazy, it's ludicrous, it's very self-aware, very cheesy, and it's a fun fucking film. That is my number 9, Stitches. My number 8 choice is a Stephen King adaptation, also a Netflix original, and it is the film Gerald's Game. Now, if you've read this book, you'll know how good of a book it is. This is a story of a man and a wife on a romantic trip to spice up their marriage that has been waning. And while they are getting intimate, he dies, leaving her in a very precarious situation. I don't want to give away more than that if you haven't seen it. Maybe if I do a review I will, but not right now. Check out this movie. It's absolutely amazing. It's really cool. And it's done so well. My number 7 is a movie called The Windmill. Now, this is a Dutch horror film from Holland that I've already done a review on. So if you want information on it, go back and check out that review. But I do really enjoy this film. It's a lot of fun. And I love the Miller, the character that is the killer in this film. And I just like this movie. It's a good movie. It's a good slasher film. Check it out. The Windmill. Also known in Holland as The Windmill Massacre, which is an even cooler title. So check it out, guys. That is my number 7. Coming in at number 6 is the Australian film The Babadook. Now, this is one of your good old-fashioned slow burn scare fests. And if you like movies like that, you're going to love this one. If you don't like movies like that, or you don't like movies like The Haunting or The Conjuring, things like that, this movie won't be for you. I enjoyed this movie. I found it to be quite the experience, and it's definitely a smart horror movie. It's one of those movies you got to think about. So if that is also not for you, then this movie won't be for you. But if you're into that kind of stuff, check out The Babadook. It is my number 6. Coming in at number 5 was a movie that blew my socks off and completely surprised me. A movie, when I saw it, I skipped over it a half a dozen times until I started hearing people talk about how good it was. And that is the Netflix original movie, The Babysitter. This is a must-see horror film. Not not really scary, but just so much fun. Great popcorn flick. Check out this film if you haven't already. That is The Babysitter, the Netflix original, at my number 5. Coming in at number 4 is another Netflix original film, and this is a movie that I absolutely love. I found this movie, along with Stitches, when I was literally dying in the hospital, and I would watch it late at night because I couldn't sleep there because all the machines and the beeping and all that shit. So I would stay up really late on my phone watching Netflix, and I watched it there in the dark at the hospital, which, by the way, just makes every horror movie you watch 10 times creepier. But this is a great film. It is a slasher movie where the slasher targets a deaf woman. And you would think that might not work, but it works so well, and it does. It's just so amazing. This is such a great film. I want to own a copy of this movie, Netflix. Please put this movie out on DVD. So far, it hasn't been put on DVD. It's only available on Netflix, and I want a copy of this movie. Coming in at number 3 is the movie Yoga Hosers. This is a sequel, and it is a horror movie, but it's kind of like a horror humor movie, you know, kind of a spoof horror movie in a way. Well, maybe spoof's not the right word. But this is a movie written and directed by Kevin Smith. It is the sequel to the movie Tusk, which, by the way, is also on Netflix, but I didn't know Tusk was on Netflix till like a week ago, and I decided not to change the ranking again, even though I think Tusk would be a number 11. I liked it, but it didn't quite make this list, so. But the sequel, though, Yoga Hosers, is number 3. This is a fun film. It really speaks to today's younger generation, but also if you're of my generation, which is Generation X, by the way. I'm not a fucking millennial. It's Generation X. It pokes fun at all the stuff that millennials do that we're kind of into some of it, but we're not into all of it. You know what I mean? And it's just so much fun. This movie has little mini sausage Nazi creatures. It's fucking hilarious. And it's awesome. Technically, it's a horror movie. It's just a good fucking movie. I love it. But I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan, so. Anyways, Yoga Hosers, number 3. Alright, guys, coming into my top 2, and this is a very close top 2. But coming in at number 2 is a movie I skipped over repeatedly. I read the synopsis. I thought it looked stupid as hell, even though it has Alan Tudyk in it. And I love Alan Tudyk because I am a brown coat and I'm a huge fan of Firefly. You probably know what movie I'm talking about if you've seen it, and that is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. This is just one of the coolest horror comedies I've ever seen in my life. I don't want to give anything away on this movie if you haven't seen it yet. I will be eventually doing a review of this film, but it's still new enough to where I don't want to give anything away right now. Just watch this movie. I skipped it, I'm telling you. I thought it looked so stupid. And I kept skipping it. Then I went over to Bill's house one day, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I borrowed this movie from a friend of mine. He tells me how great it is. Let's check it out." And he shows it to me. I was like, "Oh, dude, that movie looks like such shit." And then we watched it, and mind blown. Great fucking movie. Check out Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. That is my number 2 horror film on Netflix. Alright, guys, coming in at number 1, and this may come as no shock to anybody, but coming in at number 1, the best horror movie on Netflix right now, in my opinion, is one that I recently reviewed along with Bill, and that is Terrifier. The story of Art the Clown, the story by Damien Leone, the directing by Damien Leone. This is a must-see horror movie for horror fans, especially if you love slashers. Go out and check out this movie. I had to own a copy, and I couldn't find a copy except for some foreign copies that I wasn't even sure would play on my player on eBay. I couldn't find it for less than $20 to $30, and I wanted to own a copy. I went to the Redbox and found this at Redbox. I bought it off of Redbox for $4. I don't care what anybody says. That's a cool way to get a physical copy if you want it. Even though I don't get the cover art, I still have a physical copy anytime I want to use it. For now, I will get the Blu-ray eventually. That being said, they did put this movie on Netflix about 3 weeks ago, and I can't stop telling people to watch this movie. If you have not seen this movie, you will either love it or hate it. And if you hate it, it's probably because it shocked the shit out of you. So anyways, guys, this is BroncoJuggalo. This is day 15 of my 31 videos in October. And I hope you enjoy it. Go out and check out these films, guys. It is Halloween time. It is October. It is time for horror movies. I mean, year-round it's time for horror movies for me. But right now, it just seems a little bit more special. So, go check them out, guys. These are the top 10 horror films on Netflix by BroncoJuggalo. Peace.